courage. Courage is the ability to do something that frightens you, to do something that scares you, but for some strange reason, we live in a world now where sometimes we are scared to even trust ourselves. I mean, why is this? At the end of the day, you are the only person that you can control. Everyone else is left to their own devices, and there's nothing you can say or do that can control others. But I get it. It can be very easy to lose faith in yourself sometimes. I mean, at the end of the day, how many times have you told yourself you're going to do something and then gone back to old ways, old people, old habits, old ways of thinking? You know, the thing is, it's a lot easier to go downhill and a lot faster as well than it is to go uphill. We have this tendency when we are on the climb towards our goals, towards our destination, where whenever we experience some moderate discomfort, we tell ourselves, I don't know what to do. You know, I'm stuck in the mud. I don't know what next step to take. And our logical side of us likes to show us all these different paths, all these different potential solutions to our problem. Yet none of them stick, you know, they all feel fake, they all feel made up. And deep down we have this intrinsic gut feeling of exactly what we need to do next. But we ignore it, we push it to the side. We say to ourselves, are you out of your mind? Why would I do something that ridiculous? And we keep pushing it to the side and we keep going down all these different routes. And then because we're uncomfortable and we are stuck in this moment of hesitation, we sometimes like to self-sabotage. Go back to eating junk food, go back to scrolling, go back to wasting time with people that don't really care about you. And we keep doing this, and to make things worse, maybe you even go on social media and you compare yourself to all these other people subconsciously and you see them living their best lives and you wonder, you know, why am I so behind in life? So how do we trust ourselves more? Well, first things first, I'm not claiming to have all the answers, but across nearly dying on a motorbike twice, fighting in a cage and nearly getting choked out, and sitting outside a 7-Eleven eating a packet of seaweed, contemplating the meaning of life as I tried to run around an island, I have been in a few situations where I had to trust myself in a time when I really didn't want to trust myself. And the thing is I don't think it's ever going to go away. You're always going to have times in the future where there's going to be moments where you do not want to trust yourself, where you do not want to trust your intuition. And it's because at the end of the day, it goes against your survival programming. You weren't designed to seek danger. You weren't designed to seek things that may lead to fulfillment. You were designed to seek things that would lead to survival. That gut feeling that doesn't quite make much sense usually stems from the subconscious or unconscious mind, which takes up around 90 to 95% of our mental processing. And as Earl Nightingale once said, it is the greatest unexplored continent in the world, meaning we don't really know what's happening down there. I mean, some people think it comes from a creative intelligence, from God, from the center of the universe, whatever you want to call it. And others think it's just a culmination of all the experiences we've had ever since we were a little kid. An easy way to illustrate this is when you first think of an iceberg, what do you think of? You see the part that's above the water, above the ocean, and it's just the very tip, and that is what the conscious mind is. But what you don't know is that usually there's a giant section of ice beneath it, and that is what the subconscious mind is. In fact, most innovations, most great ideas have stemmed from the unconscious mind. And if you're in a place right now where you're struggling to trust your intuition, where you're struggling to trust yourself, one thing I like to tell myself that it really is just the part of myself that I cannot see that I'm struggling to trust. Another big reason why we struggle to trust ourselves more is because sometimes we cling on to past events where we trusted a gut decision and it didn't lead to an outcome that we wanted. Like maybe you entered a relationship and it came to a sudden halt, or maybe you started this career or you started this new job or business and it led to unfavorable outcomes, and we cling on to the pain associated with those events. But you've got to let go of that, because it's not that everything happens for a reason, it's that there's a reason behind everything. And you may not be able to see how it all fits together now, but in retrospect, I can guarantee you that you will be able to see it. So don't let it get in the way of you trusting yourself with this new endeavor, with this new decision. I think that oftentimes when we put off a gut decision is because we are overthinking what others will think of us. And what if we fail publicly in front of others? But the thing is no one really cares, man. Like, no one really cares. You watching this video, you clicked on it because you wanted to get some value from this video from me, but you don't know who I am, you don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and that's completely fine. But when you recognize that most people are doing things out of their own self-interest, you can let go of the illusion that people are really going to care about whatever decisions that you make and whatever actions you decide to follow. But I get it, from a survival perspective. Back in the hunter-gatherer days, if you were to go to the tribe and say, hey, I'm going to go off and do my own thing, you would be mocked at, you'd be laughed at, and you would significantly decrease your chances of survival. It's baked into our biology. And we live in a new world where now you can go down these uncommon paths, but we still have that fear that is rooted in our DNA. Another question we get caught up asking ourselves too much is, what will I get out of it? But the thing is, it's your life, right? You came into this world by yourself, you're going to leave by yourself, and everything in between is time and instances of time. And you don't ask yourself, what am I going to have by the very end? You ask yourself, how can I live a fulfilling life? How can I have a good experience while I'm here? So with this decision, with this path that you're scared to follow, maybe it isn't about what you're going to get out of it, and maybe it's more about who you're going to become as a result of walking down this path instead. I'm not trying to be morbid. I do believe that there's a greater tapestry that constitutes the universe and your connection to it. But hopefully by me sharing and reminding you of the fact that life is just an experience, then maybe you feel a bit better about trusting yourself with this very uncertain path. And the thing is there's only one way to find out. It may not lead to the outcome that you want, but it may lead to an experience that you can tell your kids, or it may lead to a connection to another person, which will then lead to the outcome that you want. You don't know. That's the beautiful thing of life. It's just a roller coaster. But the longer you distrust yourself, the longer you act against yourself and sabotage yourself, the more it's going to play on your mind. The more you're going to have that question of, what if I did that thing? What if I took that shot? So why not just trust yourself and act despite the fear? I mean, that's what courage is. The ironic thing about courage is you only get it after you've done the thing that you're scared to do. You never get it before. Anyways, I created this video hoping that it would be a guidepost for you on your journey, and just a reminder to bet on yourself and to trust yourself, even if things aren't quite as clear. But that's been J.AI for this video, and thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, you might enjoy this video as well. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on the next one.